Hello guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a Q&A with Skull Collector. I feel like he doesn't get enough love. A lot of you came into this game in open beta and you're like, who's this guy posting all these decks on Legends decks? Skull Collector, he's rank 1 Legend, rank top 5 Legend with all these different decks, and you guys just started neck decking the heck out of him, but you never really knew who he was. I was fortunate enough to get in from the beginning of closed beta. Basically, this guy's just a really solid deck builder from the closed beta, really good player, and he's mainly known for tokens, and this guy is the one that actually made tokens good in the first place, and then he sort of like refined it very well, and he seems to always make tokens to the top legend, at least top 10. No matter what the meta is, he always ends up doing it. It's very impressive. Do you want to give any kind of background about yourself, Skull Collector, and your CCG experience, or any kind of game experience, or anything?
Well, hi to all viewers, and thank you for the invite. Yeah, I used to play Hearthstone like on open beta until Nakramas, but then the meta games go to a way I don't actually like it, so I stopped playing Hearthstone on any CCG. I just play some TCG like, I don't know, Magic the Gathering and um, other games that are not, oh, that are less known.
Alright, so you were more like a casual player, but you were competitive in Hearthstone is what you're saying. But you did play Magic the Gathering a little bit and such. It's pretty cool. Um, so one thing I want to know is a lot of people are saying this deck has a very hard matchup into Control Mage. First off and foremost, is there any way you would tech it to beat Control Mage in any way, since you're so smart with this deck and knowing it inside and out?
Well, if I have to choose a tech against Control Mage, I will probably choose Bone Colossus.
And you would run 3 Bone Colossus, 1 Bone Colossus, 2 Bone Colossus?
No, if if you go for the Bone Colossus way, you have to run 3.
All in. Can you explain a little bit about that tech choice and why it's so strong against Control Mage, just for people wanting to tune in?
Yeah, since Bone Colossus is a 7 drop, you can play just on the next turn until the mage play Ice Storm. So you set up with 1 card a really strong board for next turn, and Bone Colossus only dies to a heavy removal. I mean, there is no damage action that can kill it.
It's pretty cool. Now, we know that this is really strong into Archer. Do you think that Tokens is more so just a deck that can target Archer in tournaments, or do you feel like this deck will always be strong on ladder?
Mm, it's it's probably a good deck to touch against Archer, because Divian Fervor makes that there is no creature with 1 life, which is a worse scenario against an Archer with, I don't know, like Scavenge Permanencer, and Archer lacks of AoE removal. So that's the reason why Token is so strong against Archer.
Right, but do you feel like this is more so just a deck? Like, would you bring this to any tournament no matter what, or would you only bring it to like target Archer?
No, I will bring it on any tournament. I mean, you can actually beat any deck if you get a really strong start, like any deck.
And now, one huge thing I want to ask you is a lot of people like to keep 5th Legion Trainer. Can you explain why you explain in your little article that you should always mulligan away 5th Legion Trainer, and what are you looking for to keep in this deck?
Well, I try to not keep Legion Trainer because I think it's a really weak play on turn two. It's like, I don't know, you can just throw it and she can die by crushing blow or any removal. I don't know, execute two, and if you don't get any value of her, it's just too weak. Even if she don't die the first turn, and you will just buff only one creature on turn three. So it's better to aim for the 2/2 with war. Even Bruma Profiteer is better.
Right. That is one thing I noticed. A lot of people like in the budget decks run Bruma Profiteer, but I think I can pretty much understand why you don't. It's more like a mid-range kind of card. It's more like you're trying to build up value, whereas this deck, you're trying to build up a board, and then you're just trying to push all that damage into face, right? Like you're not really trying to build up value, and yeah.
Yes, it's um, indeed a mid-range deck, and as any mid-range deck, you sometimes want to rush your opponent if he play a slow deck, and if you are playing against an aggro deck, you just have to control the board and wait for a one or two turn kill. This is basically the main strategy of this deck.
Right, it's pretty interesting because when I first looked at tokens, I looked at it as more of a mid-range deck, mate. It's just the way I play. And then when I saw your style, making it more, into face, and I know your original version had two, I think it's called War Cries. It could be wrong there. The ones that give +2 attack to all your minions. You were running two of those to basically be like kind of like a Savage War from Hearthstone, where you could just push all that damage face, and all your little weenies could become big threats and everything. And I thought that was a really interesting take on it, and I just loved it. And it's definitely you're just a really smart deck builder, and I want to know what made you want to play tokens. What makes you think tokens are just so powerful to bring into every tournament? And what do you know that other people don't know about this deck? Like, do you have any little hidden secrets or anything? Because I know you just do so well with this deck, and not almost no one can really mimic what you do with this deck every single season.
Um, I think it's more like know why you touch some cards and why you don't want to touch that cards on different meta. For example, Warcry is not only a good finisher, it is a really good card to set up a really efficient trade with some minor tokens to let better creatures live. So, as a hidden secret of tokens, I think the most important is to don't have the same game plan every game. As I said before, it's a mid-range deck. So you have to evaluate your opponent and then choose if you want to be really aggro or go for the slow gameplay.
So yeah, very good mid-range deck basically. If you want to be the aggressor, the one being aggressed on, pretty interesting. Um,
Yeah, basically.
Now, I want to know, why did you take out Imprisons? This is a card that I loved in token decks, and I saw you took it out, and I was very intrigued by that. Can you explain why you took out Imprisons for 3 Piercing Javelins, or the Edict of Azuras possibly? I don't know what you really took out for it, but
Um, well, I used to run three in prison when I don't run heavily or Edict of Azura. I think running 3 having 3 Edict of Asura and 3 in prison is just too much. So I just have to decide which one of the 3 I have to cut or to get off the deck. So I think Edict of Asura is really important on the mirror because you can just destroy Divine Pharaoh, and Javelin have Prophecy, who is a big thing. So I took off Imprison, but it's a strong card anyway.
Really interesting. Now there is one last question I wanted to ask for you, and then I'll let you do a little shout out, and then we'll be done. I was just wondering, when it comes to this deck, is there any times when you don't want to play Brumo Profiteer because you want to lose runes? And also, is there any times where you hold on to cards to try to combo them with other cards, or do you kind of just go all in, just keep playing your decks, trying to flood the board and such? Like, can you kind of give us some insight into that?
Yeah, about Burma Profiter. Sometimes, if you want to don't get more life, just to give your opponent that at least the chance to break a room, and it's the opponent decision to do it or not. I sometimes just I just play it as last creature, so I don't get the bonus life, and I just to use it on the next turn for make the trade, and then play my other minions. Um, you have to let your opponent break your runes when you think you can rush it faster than your opponent can, and of course, you let your opponent break your runes to obtain card advantage. There is not a really secret for that. And I forgot the last question. Sorry.
It was basically, do you ever hold on to cards? Like, do you ever feel like I need to hold on to some of these cards and just play them in different waves, or do you just kind of like dump all your cards and try to flood the board as fast as possible and such? Or do you ever actually feel like maybe I should hold on to this loyal house card in case he has Ice Storm and then play it the next turn to start refilling board again?
Um, yeah, sometimes when you feel your opponent can make a strong board clear with Ice Storm or even with Firestone, since it's not like it's isn't happen really often, but it can happen. I try to play around it. Um, Sometimes it's even good to not play nothing and don't find, since uh, you don't actually have a strong creature on turn 4 to play on that deck. I mean, as a 5-drop, you only have the house card, who isn't a very strong creature if you don't pull it for prophecy, and Chevelle. So that tech is on purpose. I use it to play Namidia, but since control mage is everywhere, I just choose to play better minions on the rest of the curve and let turn 5 or 5 drops empty to avoid it.
It's really interesting. Thanks for letting us know all this. Now, if you guys can see on the screen, twitter.com/slash The Elder Scrolls Legends Skull and twitter.com/slash Prophecy The Elder Scrolls Legends. Basically, that's his Twitter. If you want to get a hold of him, he's always putting up his decks. He's always putting up little things about himself and such. It's pretty neat. And the Prophecy is a team he's on, and it's just a really solid team filled with like him, Justin Larson, Tiny Grimes, I'm Delude. I mean, they have just a really stacked team. It's a very cool organization for the Elder Scrolls Legends. So if you want to follow their Twitter as well and keep up with all of them, it's really nice. Root for them. Maybe they're your favorite team now, whatever it may be. Do you want to say anything else, Skull Collector, before we go? Or do you want to say bye to everyone, such?
Um, Thank you very much for the invitation again, and I hope to see you around. You can ask me everything you want on Twitter or on Legend Tech. I write better than I talk English, so I can be more help.
Yeah, I hope you guys can understand him as best as possible. I think I can understand pretty much all the things he says, but there's a little bit I struggle, I'm not going to lie. But really thankful for him being here, and he was really scared about not being able to speak English 100%. So I hope you guys can tolerate it, and I hope you guys give him some love. He really deserves it. This guy's an awesome deck builder, an awesome player, and he really deserves some love. He really deserves some fans, let's be real. And the Elder Scrolls Legends, I don't think he has enough. But he's just a really nice guy, really humble. I mean, I don't even know how to explain how great of a guy this guy is, really, honestly. I mean, he's been around. He's been the guy who made tokens. He's never. I don't think he's ever said that he was the best token player even once. Whenever he's proved that he is over and over again. So I mean, just a really awesome guy. He really deserves some fans. But with that being said, I hope you guys all have a great night, great day wherever you're from, as my good friend Shoma would say. And I love you all. Hope you enjoyed the interview.